So students, what is the definition of a group? For group, we need a set of elements, then one operation on it, that will become algebraic structure. And these four properties, closure property, closed under that operation, means if you operated two elements, the resulting element is from the same set. Identity element, that is denoted by E generally. So that is the particular element with which we operate any element, the answer remains same. Inverse means when we have X and we operate it with its inverse, we get identity. So this element is called the inverse of that element. Associative law means if you have three elements and when you operate three elements, it doesn't change the answer if you change the bracket. Now this is the definition of group. These four properties are to generalize the different type of sets under different operation. If these four are satisfied, then we call a set to be a group. Now one property, that is commutative property. It is not a necessary property for group, but this property is if we have two elements and changing the order does not change the answer, then that group is called commutative group, or the other name is abelian group, right? So this is the definition of group. If one additional property also hold, then that group is commutative or abelian group. Now we consider the arithmetic operation. Generally from the lower classes, from first, second, third, we study these four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and divide. When we observe closely, subtraction is nothing but adding a negative number. 3 minus 2 can be written as 3 plus minus 2. So we are adding a negative number to 3. So that means subtraction is nothing but addition with a negative number. So actually we have only two operations in place of 4, because minus is same as addition with the negative number. Similarly, divide is same as multiplying with the reciprocal number. Like when you multiply 3 by 1 by 2, or you write 3 divided by 2, that is same. That means division turn out to be a multiplication with a fraction. So in place of these two, we can write only one operation. So there are only two operations in arithmetic: addition and multiplication. Now this for the operation of addition, the identity element is 0, because what is the identity element? The element. So identity element is 0. Why? Because for identity element, E is such an element which when operated with any element give us same. That means 0 is such an element, we can add this to any number, the answer does not change. So 0 does not affect any of the element under addition. Similarly in multiplication, if we multiply any element by 1, the answer is same. That means for addition we have 0 as identity, and for multiplication identity element is 1. Now come to the inverse. So inverse is, for addition, inverse is a negative number, because when you add minus 3 to 3, we get the identity element 0. That is the definition of inverse. So for multiplication, the reciprocal of a number is its inverse, because when we multiply a number with its reciprocal, we get the identity element. So according to the identity element, according to the operation, these properties are changing. So these are the basic properties for arithmetic operation of addition and multiplication. Now come to the next thing. Next is finite and infinite groups. If the group has only finite number of elements, it is called finite group, and if it has infinite number of elements, it is called infinite group. Then comes the order of a group. Order of group means number of elements present in that group. We call it elements because we are going to generalize it. The group does not need only numbers. They can be lines, they can be equation, they can be matrices. So generally we say elements. So if the group has finite number of elements, and how many elements it does have, that is called order of a group, and it is denoted by number of element of a group or order of a group. Number of element in G. Now these three simple definition. So first is groupoid. If we have a non-empty set together with the operation, binary operation, which is closed under this operation, the only first property, if for a set only first property hold, other three properties like inverse, identity, associative does not hold, that group is called, that set is called, because it is not a group. If only one property is true, that means it is a groupoid. Semi group, because group has four properties. If half of, semi means half, if half of the properties means two properties are true for it, first is closure and second is associative. If closure and associative, these two properties are true, then that set is called semi-group. Next is monoid. Monoid is the set with binary operation such that three properties are true. What are three properties? First three: closure, associative, and identity. It means in monoid, inverse does not exist. So if the four properties hold, then it will become group. So group has a non-empty set together with a binary operation such that it is closed under that operation. It is associative. It has identity element within the set, and inverse of every element also exists within the set. If these four properties hold, that will become a group. If the fifth property hold, that will become an abelian group. So we write this is first one property, two properties, three properties, four properties, and five properties for abelian group. What is abelian group? If it is closed, it is associative, number 3 is identity, number 4 is inverse, and number 5 is commutative. If these 5 properties are true for a set, that is called abelian group under that operation. Now next come to an example. Now let us check this set of all positive rational numbers under this operation. So we have to check whether this is a group or not. This is the question of group or not a group. So what we have to do, first of all we have to write this set. This is set of rational number but only positive rational number. So Q plus is set of positive rational numbers. Now the operation is defined like this. This is already defined, but we have to check the 4 properties. First property is closure. Closure property, is it true or not? So for which we have to take 2 elements from the set of positive rational number. What will be A star B is equal to AB upon 3. If these two are positive rational number, their product is also positive, and if the product is divided by 3, the answer is also this is also a positive rational number, which implies A star B also belongs to Q plus, which implies closure property hold. Right. Now the second property, that is associative. Associative property means you have to take 3 elements from the given set. Now we have to solve the left hand side of the associative property, that is A star B star C. First of all, we operate with the 2 elements. So answer of A star B is A into B upon 3. Now we have to operate this element with C. So this composition means the product of 2 elements means A, B, 3 into C and divided by 3. That is the definition of this operation. Okay, whatever 2 elements are operated with the star, we multiply them and divide by 3. So these are the 2 elements. We multiply these 2 and divide by 3. What we get is A, B, C upon 9. Similarly, right hand side of this property is A star B star C, and putting the bracket on the last 2 elements, we get A star B C upon 3. The answer of these 2 elements. Now this is second element, this is first element. Answer of this operation is A into the element divided by 3. So this again will be A B C upon 9. So you can see both these are equal. That means left hand side and right hand side equal, means A star B star C is equal to A star B star C, changing the bracket. So associative property hold. Now come to the next property, which is identity. So now existence of identity, you can say. So what is this property? First of all, you write the property, what it is. Then you find the value according to this operation. This is the property, that is the definition. If we multiply or the given operation with the E, the answer is A. So what is the answer of this? A into E is A into E upon 3 is equal to A. First of all, we are taking only these 2 equations. So which will give us this. A is common, so it will be E upon 3 minus 1 is equal to 0. A is, if we take A naught is equal to 0, that means E upon 3 minus 1 is equal to 0, means E is equal to 3. So we get the element E is equal to 3 because 3 belongs to set of positive rational number. So identity element exists in this. So we say that E is equal to 3 is the identity element of Q plus. Now this is the third property. Now the fourth property is inverse. Now what is inverse? Inverse means if we operate A with some element and the answer is E, and on the other hand also, this is the definition of inverse. Now we will solve one side only. So A star B means A into B upon 3. It must be equal to E. What is E? E is 3. So we get A is equal to 9 upon B. Or you can say we don't need A, actually we need only B, so we will find B. B is 9 upon A because B is inverse of A. So inverse of A is 9 upon A, which belongs to Q plus, because 9 upon A is an rational number and it is an positive rational number because A is positive, because A is from the set Q plus. So inverse also exists. Therefore this set is this set. Which set? Q plus under the operation of star is a group. You can also check for whether it is a commutative group or not. For that you have to write A star B on the left hand side and solve this. It will be AB upon 3. On the other side, this is the extra part. If you have to check a billion group, so right hand side is equal to B star A, which is B into A upon 3. So both are equal. Whether it is A into B or B into A, product is always commutative. So these two things are equal, means abelian group. This is an abelian group. Now very interesting thing next is the composition tables. Composition tables are also known as Cayley's tables. What are these? These tables just give us a concise idea about the properties. We don't have to write them like this as I have done, but these composition table generally we use for finite or small sets. If we have a finite number of element in a set, or a set is very small having 5, 6 or 10 elements, then we make the composition table. Let us start with this set 1 omega omega square. This is our set. What is omega? Omega is a cube root of unity, right? And we have some properties of omega, that is 1 plus omega square is 0 and omega cube is 1. So these are the properties that we have done in lower classes. Now this is our set. We have to consider this under the operation of multiplication. So what you have to do for making a composition table, you have to start making the table like this, writing here the multiplication. Now the elements 1 omega omega square on this column and on this row, and also column wise. Now we make this table by making the grids. Now what we have to do, I am repeating the same thing again. Write all the elements of the set on the row and the column side, vertically and horizontally. Now writing here the sign of the operation, whatever is given. Here I have taken the sign of multiplication and I am checking it whether this is a group or not. So first of all you multiply this with 1. It is 1. Here you have to multiply the elements, corresponding elements of the grid. Then 1 with omega will be omega. 1 with omega square is omega square, because here the multiplication is usual multiplication. Then now here when you write here, then you have to multiply omega with 1 omega. Then omega with omega will be omega square. Omega into omega square will be omega cube, and omega cube is 1. So we will write here 1. Now for the third row, omega square into 1 is omega square. Omega square into omega is omega cube, which is 1. Omega square into omega square is omega raised to power 4, which can be written as omega cube into omega. Omega cube is 1, so we are left with omega only. So in this way you might make the composition table. Now we are going to check all the properties from here. Closure property. Closure property hold if all the element in this composition table are from this set. There is no element beyond this set. So all the elements in composition table are from set A. Let it be the set A, right? Closure property hold, because there are only 3 elements that are listed in this set, in this table. 1 omega omega square. There is no element that is beyond the set. Next is associative property. I have already told you, for associative property you don't need to prove every time, because this is the usual multiplication. So numbers under usual multiplication are associative. Now the identity element, as in this composition table, when we operated with 1, we get the same element, means 1 is the identity element, because 1 is not affecting the elements, they are same. From the composition table it is obvious from the table that 1 is identity. And the fourth is, for locating the inverse of each element, what we have to do after finding the identity, we have to circle it everywhere in the composition table. So identity element is circled. Now we have to look for the element with which intersect at 1. At 1 into 1 is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. Then we have omega into omega square is 1. Then we have omega square into omega. They are intersecting at 1. So omega square into omega is also 1. So what element is that with which is operated with any element get us identity? So identity element of 1 is 1. Identity element of omega is omega square, and identity element of omega square is omega. So we get the inverse of all the three elements, 1 omega, omega square, and all the inverses are also from the same set. So all the properties are true. Now we have proved all the group, means the commutative property. Now draw a line on the main diagonal, considering this whole composition table as a matrix. Now on the element on the diagonal, we have to look for the element on both sides of the diagonal, like omega is equal to omega, omega square is equal to omega square, 1 is equal to 1. If entries on both sides of the diagonal are symmetrical, so here we check the symmetrical matrix. You can say if this is a symmetrical matrix, if changing the rows and column does not change the value of the matrix, then the commutative property hold. Because when we like for this element, this is omega into 1 is omega, right? And this element is 1 into omega, so both are equal. Therefore interchanging the values does not change the answer. Now consider a planet where 1 day is equal to 7 hours. Like on Earth, we have a day is equal to 24 hours. So if we have a clock for that planet, it's not a circle, let it be circle 1. So that will start from 0, because 24 hours we call it 0 hours, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let this be the clock. Now if we have started some work at 5 o'clock, after 4 hours, what will be the time? After 5 we have to count for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what will be the answer? It will be 2 o'clock. So 5 plus 4 is 2. Similarly, if we subtract 5 minus 6, let us subtract 5 minus 6. So 5 minus 6 means we have to go backward for minus. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 answer. So how it works? This is a very interesting concept called modulus. So what is modulus? This is actually mod 7 operation. This operation what we have done here, this is mod 7 operation, right? How it works? What we have to do is, when we apply mod 7, it means you have to add those two numbers and divide it by 7. So when we add 5 and 4, it is 9, and when we divide 9 by 7, why by 7? Because it's 7 hours equal to a day. So when we divide 9 by 7, you have to write the remainder, not the quotient. You have to write the remainder. And what is the remainder? When you divide 9 by 7, you get remainder as 2. So you get the answer as 2. Here you have to write the remainder. That is the mod 7 relation. When you subtract two things like in this, so when you subtract, it is actually negative number, but we don't have negative numbers in this clock. So what we do, we add 7 to that negative number and the answer is obtained like this. So this is not very you can say difficult, but it is little bit abstract. Now our set is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to 6 element we do have. And what is the operation? Operation is addition modulo 7. Now we will check whether this set is a group or not. So how we will check? We will check it by making a composition table. Let us now make a composition table here. Operation you write here, and the element 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Writing all the elements. Now we have to write the elements of the table by operating the given operation. Addition modulo 7 works like when you add two elements, you have to write their addition if the sum is less than or equal to 6, because the set goes up to 6. If the sum is more than 6, then you have to write the remainder. So you can write here the operation कि a plus b mod 7 is equal to a plus b if a plus b is less than 7, and this is equal to remainder of a plus b divided by 7 if a plus b is more than or equal to 7. So this is the operation. This is how it works. So what you have to do now, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 2 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 0 plus 1 is 1. Now we have to operate with 1. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7. If it is equal to 7 or more than 7, you have to write the remainder by dividing the sum. Now the sum is here, the sum is 7. 1 plus 6, sum is 7. And when you divide 7 by 7, the remainder is 0. Now for the next element, 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 4, 5, 6. Again you get 7 here because 2 plus 5 is 7, but you don't have to write the number more than 6. If it is 7 or more than 7, you have to write the remainder by dividing it by 7. So 7 divided by 7, remainder is 0, not the quotient. You have to remainder. Write the remainder. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 divided by 7, the remainder is 1. Similarly, you complete this table in this way. Now the element here, so this is the composition table. Now we have to check all the properties considering this composition table. So the closure property, because all the element in this composition table are from the given set, so closure property is true. Associative property always hold for numbers under addition. Identity, is there an identity element? Is there any column which is same as the first column? Yes, this is the second column, which is obtained by operating with 0. So identity element is 0, because when you add 0 to anything, you get the answer as same. Now the next property, inverse. Inverse is obtained when you identify the identity element on the composition table. So I circle the identity element everywhere. So identity element is the composition of two elements which are inverse of each other. Like Inverse of 0 is 0. Inverse of 6 is 1. Now inverse of 5 is 2. Inverse of 4 is 3. Inverse of 3 is 4. Inverse of 2 is 5. Inverse of 1 is 6. You can also write it like 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus, now the inverse of 1. 1 plus 6 is 0. 2 plus 5 is 0. 3 plus 4 is 0. It is not actually plus, it is addition modulo 7. Similarly, 4 plus 3 is 0. 5 plus 2 is 0. 6 plus 1 is 0, because the sum of these element is 7 and 7 divided by 7 remainder is 0. So the answer is the remainder when we divide by 7. So we get the identity element by adding these numbers. So these are inverse of each other, and you can see from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the element have inverses. So this is the set which is now a group under the operation of addition modulo. Now for commutative, if we have to check for commutative whether it is an abelian group or not, for which what you have to do, you have to draw a line on the diagonal elements. Now entry on the both side of the diagonal, these are same, or you can say identical. On both side of the diagonal entries are identical, or this is a symmetric matrix. You can say entries on both side of the diagonal are symmetrical. Therefore this set is an abelian group.